So very good, very good. Thank you, Sean.
Very good.
I'm so thrilled. I'm fantastic, fantastic.
Awesome.
Okay, so my judge, Sean, is Donna Beach. Donna, do you want to introduce yourself, please?
Hi, Donna. Hi, Donna, and welcome.
Hi. So I'm coming to you from beautiful Canada, Burlington, Ontario, to be exact. Not too far from Niagara Falls. Woohoo!
Hey.
Lived here all my life. Love it here. So Donna has been. I loved. I always do this. I do the third person thing. It's kind of funny.
Right.
Donna has been a successful realtor for 20 years in my hometown of Burlington here. But the most recent 8 years of my career, I was offered an opportunity to join an amazing real estate company called Keller Williams in the States. You would have heard probably of Keller Williams.
Yeah.
It was newer to Canada. We grew it. And I was invited to go into the world of leadership with the company because it's a coaching and training company. And so coach, trainer, and what a journey it's been. So
Awesome.
that's my constant focus is on personal and professional growth for people. I mean, and I have a coaching business, which is basically helping. It's called Putting Your Purpose on Paper, and it's helping people realize the genius that's in them. And I've studied enough to understand that when you put together the thinking, the writing, and the talking, that writing is it. So putting your purpose on paper is what I have come to love doing. And I've mastered the level 5 listening and love asking questions. And I just have all kinds of degrees and accolades behind me. But most importantly, this is what I've gravitated to, and it just makes me happy. So that's me.
That's awesome, Donna. And how about a quick fun fact?
Oh, well, I just became a grandma, and I can't even tell you how amazing it is being a grandma. And I'm excited that my daughter thinks I'm amazing now, because you know what that's like. I'm a mother.
It's awesome.
Amazing. So there you go. I'm just so happy.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Donna. Everybody, team-wise, we have like probably 13 people or so to introduce, participants and judges. So we should have given a little bit better instruction on that. Sorry about that, Donna. Great job. We're talking about like intro-wise. It'll be like, hey, I'm Nita, I'm attorney from New Jersey. What I'm standing for in the world is supporting people and immigrating to the country and living free. Quick fun fact about me would be ... Like quick fun fact would be about me is that every single time that I say I'm good, Sean says what? And then I say I'm fantastic. So that happens like every time. I'm Nita, 30-second burst. So awesome job. Yeah, Nita, please, Hala, who do we have?
We'll alternate. How about we go with Farah Walipur?
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Farah Walipur. I'm an attorney at a firm in New Jersey. I handle workers' compensation matters as well as PIP arbitrations. Fun fact about me is that I've lived in 4 different continents.
Amazing. Which 4?
Asia, Africa, Europe, and North America.
Boom. Where'd you live in Africa?
Tanzania.
Very, very cool. Oh my God. I can't even imagine. Incredible. Hala. Or I'm sorry, Nita.
Nita.
So Vito, please.
Yes.
Introduce yourself and a fun fact.
Great. Well, I first have to thank Sean. He gave me a deep memory this morning on the huddle, talking about the old mill in Paramus.
Boom, brother, right? 25 foot
now a senior citizens home, so time changes. So I'm Vito Mazza. I live here in Leonia, New Jersey, and I help business owners, attorneys, medical practices to get paid faster. I'm a high school English teacher by vocation and spent nearly 30 years with the World Book Company. And the last 17 years I've been with Kinnem, which helps folks to get paid for a flat fee of about $15 per debt. And the name Kinnem, kin is for family, numbers for numbers, people before profits, family before numbers. So we treat people with dignity and respect. And I have to tell you one interesting story. Today is the anniversary of this fun fact.
Yes.
23 years ago today, I was at the house of Mother Teresa in Calcutta and had a chance to have an audience with her, a private audience with her.
Vito,
And it was a life-changing experience.
I can only imagine. Vito, thank you. Here's to Mother Teresa and the old mill. So Vito's in the house. Thanks, brother. And Helen.
Yes, Mr. George Song is here. George.
Hey, hi, my name is George Song. I'm an insurance broker. I live in Paramus. I was born and bred in Bergen County. Thank you for inviting me. I'm looking forward to being here. And a fun fact, I lived in Korea for 3 years to start up a tech company in which I received a grant from the Korean government, the first foreigner to ever receive such money. So thank you for having me here.
George, pretty extraordinary. And let me tell you this, my friend, your audio is unbelievable. What kind of audio system you have working there?
I'm always on the phone, so I'm actually using a headset with a mic here. So definitely, I recommend if you guys are doing Zoom or any type of calling online to get something like this.
Yeah. Awesome, man. You sound like Radio Central. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nita.
Yes. Next, Gerlaine Lauro, please. You're muted. You're muted, Gerlaine.
It's Gerlaine.
Yes.
Gerlaine.
Good afternoon. I can't believe I'm here, Nita.
May I interject? Sean, Gerlaine and I talked for the first time on Thursday. No, Friday. And she's here.
Amazing. So what are you up to in the world, and where are you coming from, Gerlaine?
Well, I'm a part-time immigration attorney with my own practice, and full-time I work for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania as the Director of Policy and Intergovernmental Affairs and Mediation for Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission. And fun fact about me, I have so many to choose from because I'm super fun.
Yes. Please regale us with your funness.
But when I was 13 years old, I was at the airport in Paris on my way to French Guiana, and I met JR and Sue Ellen Ewing. They were coming to tape a show. I mean, Dallas. You guys know Dallas, right?
Yeah. Every Friday night. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Those of us who are of certain age know Dallas.
so
JR.
I was 13, and that was one of the most exciting things that happened to me at that time. So
outstanding, and welcome. And Dallas and JR are in the house. Hala?
We will go with Mr. Lance Pagnotta.
Hi, I'm Lance Pagnotta. I'm an associate attorney at Brennan and Associates, and it's a firm. My office is in Pennsylvania. We primarily do insurance defense. I guess a fun fact about myself would just be the carrot cake recipe that I have perfected during quarantine. I'm very proud of it.
That is outstanding. And would you share your secrets in the chat? I think you would be.
Oh, absolutely not.
But he promised to provide some carrot cake for all of us.
Amazing. At least the recipe, Lance, would be greatly appreciated. And welcome from Pennsylvania. Nita.
Yes. So Jonathan Katz.
Jonathan, welcome.
Yes, hi, thank you. Right now in Manalapan, New Jersey, work with Smolin and Lupin, CPA firm based out of Fairfield. Fun fact about me, I have 2 girls, and I'm a certified mixologist.
A certified mixologist. Amazing. And how old are your girls?
They are almost 13 and almost 11.
Very, very cool. Well, Jonathan, welcome. And I think if you share some of your mixology recipes, I'm sure some people here would appreciate that. So,
of course.
Hala,
Okay, the always amazing Miss Annie Cha.
Ooh, Annie's a straight up rock star. What's up, Annie?
Thank you for referring to me by my Christian name, Rockstar. No, so my name is Annie Cha. I am a partner at Rubine & Cha, a law firm located in Glen Rock, New Jersey, that primarily practices New York, New Jersey, as well as Pennsylvania. Now, we at Rubine & Cha are solution architects, and in the face of mounting claims, we serve as your exit strategist. So some fun facts for me: I am a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo, and I am a former competitive eater.
This is amazing. And Annie, I mean, again, rock star, yes. And if you had to choose between like the carrot cake recipe and a mixology recipe, which way you're going?
Mixology.
I knew that was.
Isn't it problematic that there was no hesitation, but it would be mixology?
None. It was like A or no, B. Yep. So thank you. So amazing. Nita.
So Marty Siciliano.
Hello.
Floor is yours.
Yes, Marty Siciliano. I am financial planner. I am in Mahwah, New Jersey. My office is also in Mahwah, New Jersey. Mainly what I do is recruit and train people to build their own financial distribution business. Obviously I have some clients of my own. Been in the business for 42 years, and these are pretty exciting times for us as the COVID hit the fan. We went pretty much 100% on the internet, and company and my team breaking records nonstop. So that's pretty much fun for me. But I will tell you the most fun thing that I heard was today, and that is after being under house arrest for the last 5 months or so with the rest of you guys, they're opening up the restaurants for inside dining on Friday in New Jersey. That's a fun thing.
Oh, that's outstanding. And Marty, so real quick, somebody's got cash on the sideline. Let's say they're, in their 40s, they don't need the cash anytime soon. What are your thoughts about entering the market? Not, like what, I mean, and I know that there's a lot to analyze, but any thoughts that you want to share? I'm not putting you on the spot.
Well,
if you want to share something, yeah.
I've heard the biggest thing that's looming out there is not COVID, nothing normally economic, but the election. So I've heard people who are paranoid on both sides of the election. So if it's going to cause you enough anxiety and not sleep at night, then you should be in cash. And then you just wait until you see which way things are going, and dollar cost average in, and you'll be a happy camper ultimately.
And then you all move to Canada.
And everybody moves to Canada. That's true.
No thanks.
So, whoa, that'll be an interesting real world moment. So excellent, Marty. Hala.
Okay, and I think this is last, but certainly never least, the fabulous Miss Kathy Margie.
Thank you, Hala. Hi, everybody. My name is Kathy Margie. I work for the Department of Homeland Security, where I adjudicate asylum applications since 2019. Prior to that, I was an administrative law judge for the New York City Department of Finance, where I adjudicated parking violations and camera violations. And prior to that, I was an attorney in private practice. I was specializing in family and immigration law. My purpose and passion in life is to make sure every asylum applicant is treated with honor and integrity, to make sure no one's due process rights are violated, and to give these people a chance to be heard. Fun fact, in my previous life, I was blessed enough to intern with the beautiful and the brilliant one and only Hala Jaloudi.
Oh, that is outstanding.
Yeah.
So, Kathy, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Hala, how about yourself?
Okay, well, I am Hala Jaloudi, and I am a loud and proud personal injury attorney committed to achieving unbelievable outcomes for my clients, all while maintaining an unparalleled level of compassion, accessibility, and urgency. And a fun fact about me, Kathy did intern, and back then, I probably did not take time off for years and years. She was so amazing. Shortly after she started, I left her in charge of my office and disappeared for 3 months. And she did an amazing job.
Whoa.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Hala. And Nita, what's happening? And a quick fun fact.
I met Jerry Seinfeld, and I will tell you he wasn't funny. I gave him a skit that involved him and me, and he just looked at me blank. And I thought, you're not that funny. I could have sworn I was going to be on the next skit, on the next show.
Amazing. And what are you up to in the world? That is awesome.
So I'm an immigration attorney, and I am paving the pathway to my client's immigrant American dream. And since I met Sean and Hala, I have now risen to be a super connector, and I am changing people's lives.
Wow, that's amazing, Nita. And beautiful day. And if I could, now we're going to drop in. So my name is Sean Callagy. I'm the co-founder of UNBLINDED. And what this is all about is unlocking and sharing the superpower of influence. I'll start with a quick fun fact and then kind of back into it. So I'm a blind man. I'm legally blind. And yesterday, I taught a blind man to surf. And it was only the two of us in the water. So that was an interesting and fun day. Wow. And I also hold the unique distinction of being one of only 2 attorneys in America between 2014 and 16 to have been in the top 100 national jury verdicts twice. We had a $27 million and $33 million verdicts in business cases. And I was the only one that was blind. So what this is, I have the privilege of speaking on stages of many, including Tony Robbins' stage at the last 7 events, and I own a 125 person law firm. Hala is one of my partners there. And what we're creating in the world is mechanisms for incredible people to come together, because I realized 23 years ago, and I've never stopped realizing it since, as the tears poured down my face in our Arizona jury verdict, which is the largest verdict out there in 10 years, where we brought justice for somebody, that when integrous influence meets non-integrous influence, integrous mastery of influence wins. But for so many who don't have the same level of mastery, non-integrous influence wins. So standing in the space of not only the law, but of every profession, who's the right financial person for you? Who's the right accountant for you? Who's the right person for you at everything? And having other people see that you are that right person, that's what this is all about. And thank you for your courage and vulnerability. Probably a lot of this wasn't like super clear. It's still probably not super clear. And this is what we're doing. It's the 125th-ish, might be the 123rd, 127th, but it's about the 125th real raw we've done since Corona has started. In addition to your amazing selves, best-selling authors, TV personalities, some of the most famous motivational speakers in the world, like Les Brown, people like that, have all been on the Real Raw, and we're having fun. So thank you for being here. And what we're going to do now is drop in with each of you having the opportunity to pick Nita or Hala as your role player, and they'll be anybody that you want them to be in the world. And you're going to have 3 minutes to go from hello to yes, but not like a sale. It's not a hook, a pitch, a close. It's like integrous, heart-centered influence. And you don't have to get an absolute yes. If in the 3 minutes, all you want to do is have this be a potential client or a potential strategic alliance partner, and all you're seeking to have them do is go to a longer meeting with you, that's totally appropriate. It's your time. Whatever that yes would be, if you want them to be a client and you want to get to an absolute yes, go for it. You want them to be somebody to perhaps publish your book, contribute to your charity, like join forces to have the Mother Teresa Foundation and raise money. Whatever it would be for you is what it's about: client, strategic alliance partner, or something else. So with that said, Nita, who's going to kick this off?
We'll start with Vito.
All right, Vito, can I give you, since you're been bravely drafted to go first, is there anything more I can clarify for you?
Well, you know, I met Nita at a Chamber of Commerce meeting. And I don't know if you have, any of you have seen her portrait photograph, but she wasn't happy with her picture, and I told her it was fantastic. So I don't know if she ditched it or if she's using it, but that's how we met. And I guess that was sort of bold that I should throw in my opinion of her photograph when I saw that she was looking at it and sort of shaking her head. So I try to read people that way. And of course, my two dogs are barking now as I'm about to go first. So thank you very much, Sean. You're quite a dynamic individual, and I've enjoyed the morning huddles.
Well, thank you.
And I was on one Raw where I saw Steve Thompson. I know Steve from the company he works with.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had leaders in every industry, so that's awesome. Yeah.
I hope I'm here for the first time in the accounts receivable world.
Well, that is fantastic. So, so would you, who would you like? Would you like Nita or Hala to be your role player?
Well, why don't we leave Nita off for the second, because I don't want her to feel like I'm picking on her. I always seem to call on her.
All right.
So Hala, I would love to speak with you. And I know you're quite a successful attorney, and you're a partner of Sean's, right?
Yes, thank
And
you.
so-
Okay.
And who would you, Vito, would you like Hala to be herself or somebody else?
She can be herself.
Cool.
I
All right.
like attorneys.
Yeah. So how about this? You can have 3 minutes, right? Going from hello to yes. And judges, what we're looking for is like depth of connection, authenticity, how powerfully Vito and these fine folks share who they are, and getting ultimately to a yes and dealing with any objections or challenges. So Vito, if you're ready, you'll hear an alarm go off, by the way, with a minute to go, 30 seconds to go, and then done. It's not a hard stop. I'll kind of jump in at that point and be like, hey, 10 more seconds or so. So you ready?
Okay.
All right, take us in, Vito.
Great. Hi, Hala. Good afternoon.
Hi, Vito. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. And I'm very happy that we're having a few minutes to talk. I actually saw your LinkedIn page, and you're quite an impressive person. So thank you for giving me a chance to explain a little bit about what we've done for other businesses and law practices. I'm sure, Hala, that you like to get paid for what you do.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, of course. And,
okay. Well,
thank you.
know,
Thank you for the compliment. But I just, I'm happy to talk to you, Vito. Just want to let you know that I do have about 3 minutes.
Okay, that'll be perfect. All I'm hoping to do today is to make a connection so that we can maybe pick this up later if you have interest in what I'm about to share. I work, this is my second career. I'm a high school English teacher by vocation, but for the last 17 years, after almost 30 years with the World Book Company, I have been helping business owners and medical practices to get paid faster in a very diplomatic way for a flat fee of averaging about $15 per debtor. And of course, attorneys generally, they're concerned about using anybody in accounts receivables. I'm sure you've had discussions about that with your partners about, should we send this person or shouldn't we? I mean, is that sort of something you've experienced yourself, Hala?
In all honesty, you know, my focus is on personal injury. So that works a little bit differently because, you know, we get paid ultimately from the insurance company. So usually, yeah, but there is a wait time, of course.
Yes. Well, our service even works for insurance companies as well. The number one industry we serve is medical. And very often the insurance companies don't pay the practices the way that they're supposed to. So we actually have an opportunity to help them get paid from the insurance companies as well as the patients. And what's happened, you look like you're well, and I hope your family's well. This COVID period has been a very difficult time for all of us. Is your family, everybody's good?
Yes, thank God. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, thank
How
God
are you
is right.
and your family?
Yes, very good. I'm in a 3-generational home. I have a 9 and a 6-year-old grandchild, along with my son and my wife and I who live here. So we have a couple of people in the risk categories, and then we have some others, you know. But we've been being very careful. And so the thing about this COVID situation has been counterintuitive for us is that we are today on the 31st of August about to break our 8th month record in a row for revenue. And it's beyond all of us really how this happened. But the fact is that we treat people with dignity and respect. And so most people who have businesses would like to get paid. Many of them are afraid. They say they don't want to use anybody to help them because they don't want to upset their clients, and they don't want to give up 33%, which is the national average. So when we're able to offer them a diplomatic approach for $15 or so per debtor, that opens their mind a little bit. Plus the name of the company, families, it's a very different paradigm. So what I was hoping is whether you would be in need of our service for your firm or not, I recognize you as a person of influence, and I would love to have a chance to show you some of the materials and maybe even get to meet you in person at some point to explain a little bit more about what we're doing.
Last 10 seconds, Vito.
Well, yes, thank you. At Callagy Law, we're all about dignity and respect, and we have various areas of practice. So, I welcome the opportunity to learn a little bit more and see if we can work
That's
together.
fantastic, Hala. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure, and thanks for fitting me in before your next call.
Thank you.
Good job, brother. Great congruence, great heart. How was that for you, Vito?
For me, it was fine. How was it for you, Hala?
We're gonna get to that in a second.
Oh, we're gonna get to her.
Yeah.
I felt comfortable. I would tend to go 4 or 5 minutes instead of 3, Sean, but
yeah, no.
I watched the clock and I appreciate it. And so I'm glad that it fit into the time period, and I got a yes.
Absolutely. So Hala, who are our judges today one more time?
We have Kathy Margie,
Yeah.
Annie Cha, and who's the third, Nita?
Donna Beach.
Donna.
Okay.
Donna.
So Kathy, Anna, and it's Kathy, Annie,
and Annie.
And Donna. I keep not hearing.
Yes,
Farah.
Donna Beach, Kathy Margie, and Annie Cha.
So Annie, let's start with you. We're going to go 30 seconds of feedback, like what worked, what could be optimized, and a score. So Annie?
Absolutely. So Vito, I really love your quiet confidence. You're friendly, and you can tell that just from your voice. Even if this wasn't on Zoom, I can feel that you're nurturing and that you care, and that you care about the conversation that you're having with your potential clients. I really liked your opening question because there's a little bit of funniness there. You like to get paid for what you do. I really, really like that line, but I think that was your opportunity to then spill over about, I guess, your great story, which is right now you just broke your 8-month record, right, in a row for revenue. You could go right into how you could be of use to Hala and to Hala's firm, because I feel like after you did that really great, you like to get paid for what you do, it kind of unraveled just momentarily while you were asking about her health, asking about her family, and the generational nature of your family. I know that that was your way of talking about your pitch, that you are a genuine person, but I think you could have made that flow a little bit tighter. But otherwise, I loved it. I would give you an 8.
All right. Thank you
very much.
Thanks, Annie. Great. Kathy.
Yes, hi. Vito, I'm going to give you a 9. I felt that you were genuine and you were confident, and confidence is so important, and knowledgeable. And you called Hala a person of influence. I like that. That's nice that you acknowledge that, you recognize that. I would have liked a little more specifics about what specifically you can do for me. I generally buy products and or services from those I, number 1, trust, and number 2, I like. And I trusted you and I liked you. So I give you a 9.
Thank you very much.
Feedback, Annie, Kathy, thank you. All right, Nita, who's up next?
So
are we alternating
Yeah,
now?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Hal, who's up next?
We will go with Mr. Lance Pagnotta.
All right, Lance, how are you? And who would you like Hala or Nita to be?
I think I'm going to put Hala on the spot here.
Nice.
And she is going to be my managing partner, Frank, and I'm going to be asking for a salary increase.
Oh, I like this.
Okay.
Like this, Lance. All right, brother. So you have 3
Frank.
minutes. I'm sorry, what, Hal?
I'm Frank. He said I'm Frank.
You are Frank.
Okay.
All right. So Lance, take us in with Frank. You have 3 minutes. Go.
Hi, Frank. Thanks for taking the time to meet with me today. I know how busy we've all been lately.
Yeah, it's busy. What's up, Lance?
This year's really been an incredible whirlwind, hasn't it?
Yes, I think, yeah, it's been a situation for the entire world. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I'm really happy to have had the opportunity to take on all of Gary's cases after he unexpectedly departed us a few months ago. I will admit it was initially difficult to transition from having 30 active cases to 130, but given the most recent revenue report you sent out, I'm really glad to see that we're actually having increased revenue since, as compared to before Gary left.
Yes, well, a lot of the cases Gary was handling, as you know, they this was the time where kind of we would see a resolution on them, right? They've been in litigation for a while, and so this was when they're supposed to come to fruition. I appreciate Lance that you took on an extra workload, and you're doing a good job. But yeah, they would have resolved. Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, the cases haven't resolved. They're still being litigated, hence our increase in revenue. We have been really working hard, billing our clients and doing things like that. I do sincerely appreciate everything that the firm has done for me lately, but I'd really appreciate it if you could review my current compensation package to just make sure that it's still fairly reflecting my performance these last few months.
Lance, I feel like, and I appreciate it. You came in here, but I feel like you want to ask something specific. So are you looking for something specific? I mean, I don't have time, so just let's cut to the chase and tell me what you need.
All that I'm really looking for right now is I'd really just like my compensation package to be reviewed. I think given the amount that I'm billing, I don't necessarily think that I'm being compensated at the market rate for those hours.
You know that we have our yearly review, and this is not really the time. Usually, don't you get your yearly review, Lance?
Well, yes, it was actually just the end of the fiscal year, and I know that we're working on the budget for next year now. So I just wanted to, give you the opportunity to make adjustments if we need to.
Well, Lance, I will take a look. I acknowledge and appreciate that you took on an additional, almost double the workload that you had. And I will certainly take that into consideration. But why don't you go ahead and also, put together a few points of why you think you deserve a raise, and give me some, give me your request, your demand, while I review.
Would you like that now or at a later date?
No, I mean, send it to me in writing.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
All right, Lance, how was that for you?
It felt a little awkward. Okay. Hala was not very nice.
Yeah. So Lance, quick question. Do you think, right, and we'll drop in with feedback in a second, do you think you were more in your head or your heart?
I was definitely more in my head.
Okay, so we're gonna show a little bit of access in a little bit of how we can take head centered to heart centered and its impact. So, but excellent job. And I know that's an awkward and uncomfortable conversation. Excellent work, but let's see what the judges say. So Donna, what did you have for Lance?
Well, Lance, I would agree with you that Frank wasn't making this easy for you. And I think you held your own nicely. I like the way you began with acknowledging that time is busy and that time is of the essence. I like your calm demeanor. I like the way you stayed very straightforward. I like the facts that you presented. I love the humbleness that you came forth with. I have a very big, the way I always approach things is to begin with the end in mind. So, you know, when Frank said to you, what is it that you came here to talk about? That's great to start with. Well, compensation package, I'd like it to be reviewed. Begin with the end in mind and sound like you have earned it and deserve it. And I love that comment. Come to the table with why you think you deserve it. And you were getting there. You were getting there. It's more just being, you know, a little bit more adamant of I serve, so I deserve, right? And that's a very common comment.
So what'd you have for a score, Don?
I gave Lance a 8.
Okay, excellent. And judges, we're going to go about 30 seconds with feedback, and with about 5 seconds to go, you hear the clock, and then I'll ask for a score. So Annie, and what did you have for Lance? Countdown, 25 seconds.
We didn't hear you, Sean. Who did you call on? We didn't hear you.
All right, Annie.
Annie.
Hi, Lance. I think you did a very good job. That is a very awkward conversation to have with anyone, because you're basically reselling yourself and say, you know, looking at me, how much am I worth now, right? So that can't have been easy. It never is. It never will be. I do like that you were calm about it. I think the best thing going for you is when you talked about the stats, right? Because it's all about the facts. When you said 30 files to 130 files, I don't know if you were paying attention to all faces on the screen, but everyone was a little like, whoa. As that, you know, that's a fair hike, right? In the amount of work that you've been doing. You mentioned your billable hours. I think at the end of the day, since your value to the firm is based on those two items, you could have just plugged away a little bit higher on those and a little bit harder on those. But it was an awkward conversation. You kept your cool, you kept your calm. I would give you an 8.
Excellent feedback. Donna, Annie, great job. Lance, seriously, awesome job. And if that's true, dude, you're a rock star, and you're a rock star anyway, but like, holy cow. So yes, Nita, who's next?
Gerline.
All right, Gerline, how are you? And who would you like Nita or Hala to be?
You're muted. You're muted.
Yes.
You're gonna have to repeat.
I will give a break to Hala and ask Nita to be a publisher.
All right. So Nita, you're a book publisher. And again, I want to get the pronunciation correct. It's Gerline?
Gerline.
Gerline. Am I saying that right, Nita?
Yes, Gerline.
Gerline. Okay, yeah, take us in, 3 minutes.
Hi, so Nita, may I call you Nita?
Of course. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Gerline.
Hi, Gerline.
Oh, good job saying my name. You know, I've had anything from Gwendolyn to Jordan. So thank you so much for pronouncing my name correctly. So I do want to thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time today.
Gerline, I'm actually expecting a call shortly, so I could spare a couple of minutes, 2 or 3 minutes max. So if you can tell me what you need in that time.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. So do you have any children, Nita?
Why do you need to know that? It's a little personal.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry if I was too forward, because the book I'm writing is really about education. And sometimes what I found is that people who have dealt with educating, whether it's their own child or a niece or a nephew, understand more where I'm coming from and why education is so important. And also, I'm looking for a publisher who would be as passionate as I am about what I'm writing. So if you don't have children, have you at least been interested in education?
Sorry, repeat your question again. If I haven't had children, what?
are you at least interested in education, which I would think you are as a publisher, but I really would like you to be passionate about it.
Yes, I think education is very, very important.
Yes, because as much as I'm seeking to work with you, I want you to want to work with me. So, what I'm looking for is someone who understands the power of education and how, with education, you can go from, um, washing dishes to being a doctor or a lawyer or whatever it is that you want to do. And for me, that's what education did. So I want to write a book that will give people tools to understand, um, have good study habits, looking for
30 seconds to go.
and looking for resources and finding out exactly what they would like to study. Is that something you would be interested in?
We have a panel that reviews the material that comes in. If you want to send us a chapter, we'll certainly give you some feedback. We are limited in how many books we will publish in here, but please feel free to send something to my attention and I will forward it to the team.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's drop in. Kathy, what'd you have?
Yes, so I thought a 7, very good. I give her a 7. Gerline, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I give you a 7, very nice. You're likable, you came across very nice, well-spoken, and you seemed passionate about what you do in your work. So I give you a 7, very good job.
All right, thank you, Kathy. Donna.
I am impressed with how very warm you are, Gerline. You are capable of using very powerful words. You can tell you're very passionate about what you speak of. I like the way you asked permission, and we're thankful and humble. And I gave you a 7. And I like the way you were very persistent.
All right, excellent, Donna. Thank you very much. And Hala, who is up next?
Let's go with George Song.
All right, George, who would you like Hala or Nita to be?
Let's go with Hala.
All right, who would you like her to be?
I would like her to play the role of a mortgage loan officer.
Nice. All right, Hala, you're a mortgage loan officer. And 3 minutes, George, take us in.
Thanks. Hey, Hala, how are you?
Hi, George. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. How are things going with COVID?
You know what? We're busy. We're busy.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
wow, that's awesome. Are you working from home or are you back in the office?
Both. We're doing a hybrid. Recently, we started going a little bit back to the office. How about you?
Oh, same thing. I was initially working from home, but now I'm back in the office. So it's been pretty good to get out of the house. So been locked up in the house. I felt like I was in jail, but now kind of a little bit free. So that's good. But like, how has COVID impacted your deals lately? I mean, I know the rates are really good right now, but you're saying you're doing really well. Like, how do you go about doing your deals?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of activity with COVID. Everybody was afraid that, the real estate market is going to come to a standstill. But as you know, there's been a lot of activity. In fact, there hasn't even been enough inventory. So we're getting a lot of people who are, in need of mortgages. And so that's been rather busy for us.
That's really awesome to hear. I mean, I know through, thanks for connecting with me on Facebook. I mean, I see that you're doing really a lot of great things, and you're like, I know you're like a pro with doing this. And as someone who's like an expert for doing this for many years, I know that the insurance aspect of a closing is very important, right? I mean, people. If you don't have insurance, you can't close on the home. So what do you do with in regards to the insurance for your clients?
Well,
like, how do you make sure that they get the insurance that they need?
Yeah, well, of course, insurance is very important, and thank you for the compliment. But I also know that you are also a pro at what you do, and
Oh, thanks.
without insurance, from our perspective, we wouldn't even give the mortgage. We need that insurance document. So basically, that's one of the things that we tell the clients that they have to obtain.
So do you give them like a lead to like insurance? Like, do you have someone that you use, or do you just like rely on them to just go find the insurance?
Honestly, it's if they're completely like, if they need something and they say, well, what should I do? We don't like to, tie our clientele to a specific insurance. So we give them a few names. If they don't have anybody, sometimes they already have their person. So we don't interfere. But certainly, if they ask, if we know somebody, then we will pass that along for sure.
Hey, well, that's really great to know. I mean, I wanted to reach out to you just to see if I can kind of learn more about your business. I know we don't have that much time today, but I mean, I can really, as an insurance broker, I know the ins and outs and the pain points that you experience on a daily basis. And I would love to be a solution for you, because as a broker, I represent over 80 carriers in the United States. We're in about like 40 states nationwide. So not only do I take care of that pain point of getting insurance and making the client know that, this is what they need and meeting your requirements, but at the same time, I find the best price, right? So because everyone's refinancing these days, everybody is trying to look for a better price. And if insurance is built into the mortgage, well, if we get a cheaper price too, then overall that saves the client, a bunch of money and creates a great client experience. So if you have some time, maybe later on this week or next week, maybe we can get a cup of coffee and just talk a little bit. Coffee, my treat. Anywhere you want to go, that would be really great. So
yeah, sounds good, George.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your time. I'll send you an invite. I'll email you an invite. Thanks.
George, how'd that feel for you?
It felt great. I mean, I just talking. This is what I kind of do. I try to do, and so I'm trying to perfect my skill in reaching out to people that I don't know. So I thought this was it's pretty good. Especially Hala, great job. I know this. You are not a mortgage loan officer, so thanks for doing this for me.
Thank you.
Excellent job, George. Excellent. Annie, what'd you have for George?
I'm going to give George a 9, dare I say between a 9 and a 10 in terms of scoring, and I'll explain why.
Annie's a tough cookie. This is big.
I know, this is big, guys. This is big. But what I liked is the tone from the start. It was just friendly small talk and banter. I mean, it was nicely paced. There's confidence to that. I think the only criticism I would possibly have is that it's just because of the truncated time period. When he was selling himself, you could hear it in his voice, his confidence going up. Over 80 carriers nationally. What he does is he becomes a solution architect. That was great, but that came way at the end of it. But again, I think that may be more of a time frame. What I also like was just tonally, he basically was saying, hey, Hala, I'm reaching out because you're at the top of your game. So even if this doesn't really come to anything, I just want to learn from someone who's at the top of their game. Now, Hala, being a nice player, also complimented George, but I do like that tone of saying, my time is important, your time is important, but I came to you because you're the best.
Oh, awesome, Annie. Thank you so much for that. Great job. Kathy, what did you have for George?
Yeah, George, very good. Good job. I'm going to give you an 8. Generally, I don't want to hear about how successful your company is. I want to know more about what you can do for me. So you did a very good job. Excellent. I would talk more about what you can do for me. Don't come off as a self-promoter, which you did not in the beginning at all. Towards the end, I think you started to talk more about you. I would have liked to hear more about what you can do for me. I won't be interested in you or your company if I feel that it's all about your company. But you did an excellent job otherwise. Stick with your customers. Talk about them. Give them what they want.
All right. Awesome job, Kathy. So we're going to drop in for a quick moment. We still, Nita, how we still have 3 more fine folks who haven't gone yet, correct?
Yes, we have Farah. Yeah. Farah, who do you have?
I have John and Marty still
Yep,
to go.
three more people.
Okay, so here's what we're talking about, because we want to make sure there's some value takeaway in addition to meeting each other and all the valuable feedback that we're having. A couple quick points. You know, when we talk about an unblinded integrity-based human influence, there are 4 steps, 10 indispensable elements, and 4 energies. There's a science to why people go from hello to yes. There's a science to why Oprah Winfrey held the microphone for 30,000 people, and her words were, because she said, I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters. And what became profoundly present for me 23 years ago was the dynamic of how different levels of influence could be. I remember sitting in the Bergen County Courthouse in 1990, early 1999. And I remember hearing attorneys saying there's more lawyers in law school, there's no business, like what are we gonna do? All of these, you know, challenges they were facing. And I couldn't believe at that point the things that were happening and the growth of what I was fortunate and blessed to be building. We had 30 people by that point, on our way to having 40 a little bit later in the year. And it was incredible that those things were occurring and so many people thought they weren't possible. And so if there's one takeaway message from today, it's going to be that there's extraordinary acceleration present and possible for all of us if we choose in the scaling of our businesses and how we're connecting with people. So it's like, okay, great. Well, how do you do that? So initially, all listening is closed. As soon as anybody thinks we want something from them, listening is like closed. So we have to open listening authentically and in a heart-centered way. And we call that the creation of emotional rapport. But the creation of emotional rapport is critical to be rooted in matching and mirroring people that are closed. So Hala, you were pretty difficult before. So let me be Lance, right, for a second, and let's speak into that same dynamic of your resistance. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay. So, and Hala, you're going to be Frank, right?
Yes.
So I'll be Lance, you're Frank.
Yes.
And so, hey, Frank, I know we only have a couple of quick minutes. I really appreciate you seeing me. How are you doing, Frank?
I'm doing well, but Lance, I'm sorry. I know we have a few minutes. I have a lot of things going on, so you know, if we can get to it, because the time is limited.
Yeah, got it. So just dropping into it, Frank, what I'm here to talk about is my future here with the firm and where things are. And let me be clear, my desire is to build and grow and be here for the rest of my career. And I'm immensely appreciative. Now, by the way, Lance, like feel that? Like scotoma has been created, right? How do you feel that? There's like, whoa, like there's something at stake.
Yes.
Something directly, like you said, hey, let's get to it.
Yes.
And I said, okay, let's get to it. Now, but I wasn't like, there was a matching and mirroringness, follow this, track this, which is one of the indispensable elements where, and watch where we go. I'm not being rude. I'm not being over the top, but I'm being direct. And now watch where it goes though from direct. So watch the shift in energy. The first energy was Zeus energy. It was like Lance was in this 4 energies, Zeus, aspirational, goddess, and fun. So Frank hit me with Zeus, like, hey, let's get to it, dude. I'm like, okay, match, right? And so now I want to be here for the rest of my career, dropping into aspirational energy or shifting into aspirational energy. And what I'm curious about is your perspective on that, Frank. And I know I was really excited to step up and really thankful for the opportunity. When John left and shifted my caseload from 30 to 130, that meant a lot to me, that opportunity. And I just want to know your perspective on how you think things are going.
Lance, I am certainly, and the rest of the firm, we're certainly grateful and appreciate you stepping it up, especially during this time where, you know, COVID and working.
You feel, Lance, everybody, you feel the apps, like the certainty from Frank having diminished. And when I moved into aspirational energy, I confronted the issue, but I did it lovingly, respectfully, with gratitude, the acknowledgement of the opportunity. There was a drop in the certainty from Frank, and Frank began to move from head a little bit more into heart. Hala, as Frank, did you feel that? Do you feel that shifting yourself?
Yes.
Okay, so please keep going.
So we certainly appreciate you stepping up, and glad to hear you want to be here and make a future. And certainly that's what we look for in our associates. But at this moment, I'm not sure, Lance, what you're really saying, what you're looking for.
Yeah, so what I'm looking for is a lengthier conversation. I know we only have 3 minutes right now, and I'd like to really explore, maybe, I would hope I'd be worth an hour of your time to explore where we're headed in the future and to really evaluate or me get some clarity on how I can increase my compensation. I think, quite frankly, that's something that would be a legitimate conversation right now. And just like really understand more, Frank, how you look at value and analysis of my billing time, everything that's occurred. And if you're not thinking that a raise is merited in an increase at this point, which I do, but I'd love to know, why and what you would look to in the future for me to hit some milestones. My hours are tremendous. I think the amounts I'm bringing in are really meaningful, and to see how you evaluate that. That's what I'm seeking.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're certainly worth a lot more than an hour. And
let's pause. So, okay, the point is that in that dynamic, I mean, there's a lot more to do here, right? But there's been an opening created. And Lance, how did that feel for you, that process of dealing with Frank?
I mean, it felt like Frank was very open to having a conversation, and that he may be responsive to my, I guess, request.
Yeah, and the open-endedness of the conversation, right? Or I'm sorry, the open-ended questions create access. When people have to start explaining their unreason, because like before, Frank was being very unreasonable with you, and we start speaking into people's objections that are unfair and invalid, it's one thing. When we energetically and authentically begin to open up questioning and perspective, something very different begins to happen. So I'm gonna pause there. Let's let these other fine folks go. We'll drop in with something quickly at the end to tie a couple more things together. Yeah, like we're opening listening. We're opening listening, and we're assembling criteria, right? Which is called understanding people's pain and yes strategy, but we're assembling criteria for what people are thinking about. And every invalid objection that we'll ever face in our entire life will collapse upon itself when people have to begin explaining, as long as we stay in that track and bring people back there consistently. So quick drop in. Nita, who do we have next?
Jonathan.
Jonathan, who would you like Nita or Hala to be?
Nita, can you be a prospective client?
Sure.
All right, great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, John. How are you doing?
Good, good.
What's
Considering all this craziness that's been going on, I've been working from home a lot. Get back to the office just a little bit. How about yourself?
Yeah, about the same, lots of work, stuck at home, can't go out to eat.
Absolutely. No, I enjoy going out to eat for sure. Getting a nice meal. We've actually been able to do that once in a while. Been safe outdoors. Have supporting some nice restaurants and things like that. So it's actually been a nice break from being completely quarantined from back in March timeframe. So see how.
I guess we should be grateful for that.
Absolutely, for sure. So I know we connected recently on LinkedIn. We met at a construction conference, and I just wanted to follow up and speak to you about our firm, the firm I'm with, and I just want to be able to see where your thoughts are in terms of the need for a CPA firm. And I'm not sure if you have one or not currently. I assume you are a pretty decent sized firm yourself. So what are your thoughts on where you're at with that?
So I have a bookkeeper and I have an accountant, but I don't have a CPA. So there might be room for us to talk about that and see, if either one of them needs to go or you join us and you know, weigh in with your opinion on our accounting and.
Sure, no, absolutely. I think being able to utilize us as kind of your quarterback and have everything be brought into one house. And also in terms of our firm size is a little larger, but that just creates additional values that we can provide to you as well, from additional services, additional technical, you know, knowledge to help your business expand and to grow. So I think if we could get together for another, maybe a coffee or some lunch one day, we can certainly pick up and have a longer conversation than these few minutes that we have right now.
Sure. Send me something. Send me sometimes on via email. I'll get my my office manager to join us. And we'll talk this through.
All right, great. Appreciate it.
All right, Jonathan, how'd that feel for you?
It's a little awkward just with everybody listening in. I mean, I've done Toastmasters before, but first time kind of doing a Toastmasters type of thing on Zoom. I know it's not Toastmasters. This has to do with selling and you know, like you said, coming into like your true self and really having a different approach, I think, to how to sell to people, right? How to get to yes. I think that's, I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out myself.
With integrity.
Being new, so.
Yeah,
Right.
so if I could, you did a great job. So it's about integrity and heart-centeredness. So if you think about the unique distinctions of things. That was interesting feedback. The entire dynamic is how we have people understand who we are and what's happening. So for you, just share with us, like, why would we want to have you be our CPA from your heart? If you just share it, not from your head, like your heart, what would be the truth of why we would be in the right place if you were our CPA?
Oh, share that now?
Yeah.
I believe that it's all about the people and the connection and the relationships. And I think the people that you'd be dealing with are, you know, really care and are passionate about their work and about the clients. And they want to make sure that, you know, we're continually adding value into being a business partner and to help you, you know, really grow your company.
So pause. Would you like me to, well, let me ask this. How unique do you think that was? Like, meaning in the terms of the draw of people towards you on the call, like what level would you rate that at in your heart?
A uniqueness?
Yeah. Like if people,
probably not very unique. I think it's probably a little more generic. I'm trying to get, that's why I'm here, trying to get better at that.
Yeah.
So,
No, listen, that's what I'm supporting you in. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and so how about this? What are you the most proud of yourself about in the world? What are you the most proud of about you? What makes you you?
Just being successful within my organization and really trying to help people out.
So is that the thing you're most proud of in your life? Like what characteristic are you most proud of about you? You said one thing, you're like, John, this is me. Yeah. What is it?
Just being a good person.
Yeah. Are you honest?
Yes.
Yeah. You're a good person, right? Mm-hmm. Do you care about people?
Of course.
Yeah. How do you feel about people? Like, what do people mean to you?
I enjoy making, you know, connections with people, getting to know people, and, you know, just furthering those relationships along to really connect and, you know, move forward.
Yeah. And like, what are your dreams? Like, what do you want to stand for in the world? Just like close your eyes for a second, if you don't mind, and just really feel like, what do you want to stand for in the world? Who are you?
I just want to stand for being a good person and, you know, taking care of my kids and my family and doing the right thing.
Awesome. Right. Now, in terms of for everybody, you're doing an amazing job. Are you okay if we keep doing this for a minute, or you want to take a break?
It's all right.
Okay. So ready? Right?
Yeah.
When you hear the word sales, hey, go generate business, be a rainmaker, sell. how does that make you feel? One word. What's the first feeling that comes up, honestly?
Excited.
Awesome. Okay. And if I said, go right now, pick up the phone and cold call 10 attorneys and see if you can generate work. What's the feeling?
A little excitement, a little nerves.
Okay. And what are you nervous about? Totally normal. Everybody's like,
of course.
Yeah. And
I guess just, I have to get my pitch better. Like not necessarily just a pitch, but just being clean. You know what I mean? Like just being able to really be confident in talking through
you
that.
definitely don't have to get your pitch better, right?
Of course.
You want to pitch anybody, hook anybody, or close anybody, right? Your heart-centered connection with people. This is for everybody here, right? And them seeing you as the person that they can truly trust and believe in. The beginning of that is going to be increasing your certainty. Like, what are you the most certain about in the world? Like, what fact, what reality, what truth are you the most certain about in the world, Jonathan?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
Yeah. So, yes, is there something you're certain about? Like, you're certain you're a good person.
That's in taxes. I mean,
Yeah, but are you certain you're a good person?
Yes.
Okay. So now, by the way, right? Just to give you the optics on this conversation, right? When I was 27 years old, and in terms of generating business and bringing stuff in, I quit my job at one of New Jersey's most prestigious law firm, because when I found out that was the road to like success, I couldn't even imagine that happening. And I ate lunch by myself in a car for my entire sophomore year at Columbia University, because I wasn't really comfortable being around some of the people that were there. Right? 7 years later, I had 40 people working for me in a law firm that I built on a credit card. Right? And that shift in the dynamic of what we're talking about is everything. And your certainty, right, like in your communication thus far, this is for everybody, this is like just a great moment to drop in, says to people, nice guy, right? But we want to be around people that are certain. We want to be around people that are heart-centered and certain about their heart-centeredness. That's what's going to draw people to you in your leadership. And I'm sure you're very successful already. But would you like to generate more business?
Of course.
Yeah. So what we're looking to create for the folks here is that pathway. And so as you're articulating that journey, right, of why somebody should work with you, it's you sharing your stories, your truth, so people see their future in working with you. And like when they have to pick up a phone and call somebody, they're going to call their mom, their husband, their wife, their father. They're going to call their attorney. They're going to call somebody. And what you want as a CPA, you want the person they call to be you.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to call you about whether or not they should buy a new house. You want them to call you because they're fighting with their husband or their wife. You want them to call you because they know that you're listening, you're caring, right? All of those things will be present, and that you will be the person who gives the most optimal advice about anything they could possibly call you with. Then you will have more business than you could ever possibly imagine. Right? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
All right. And right now I can feel like you're in your heart, and we don't know each other. So thank you for giving me, the permission to do this a little bit. Right. That's what's present and possible. And the biggest mission in the world for everybody to realize this, right? Is that somebody's talking on, could you mute yourself if you're chatting? The biggest challenge is this: good people, right, are often not people who are comfortable sharing who and what they are. And so much more aggressive people, like Wolf of Wall Street people, are running around gobbling up business left and right. So the mission for Unblinded is to have heart-centered, authentic, good people, right, stepping into their ability to show people who they are, like you, Jonathan. And so that's why I jumped in, because I could feel you. and just wanted to support you in that way. So thank you for that permission, and you're doing a great job, brother. And keep unlocking your heart and certainty to show people who you are. So thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. All right, let's drop in with Donna. Donna, what do you have for Jonathan?
You know what? That was very well said, Sean. I had written down, move from your head to your heart before you even said what you said, Sean. What I feel from you, Jonathan, is an incredible genuineness. And yet, in the questions you asked, there was I am not so certain of what I'm saying. And I wanted you to be more there. I wanted you to know why you wanted to do what you wanted to do for me. And I wanted you to care more than I do, so that I can't wait to talk to you. And it's everything that Sean was just saying. I like your sincerity. I gave you an 8.
Excellent. Annie, what'd you have for Jonathan?
No, Sean, Annie has technical difficulties. She just texted me. Somehow she dropped off, but we have Kathy.
Yep, Kathy.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, confidence is super important. And I won't mention any names, Miss Hala Jaloudi. An attorney once taught me that confidence is extremely important. Confidence is believing in yourself. If you are confident, people believe you, you're attractive, most likely you'll be successful. I didn't feel that in Jonathan's voice. I felt a little fear, maybe fear is not the right word, but a lack of confidence. That I would love to see more of. Believe in yourself, Jonathan, because you have such a lovely stage presence.
Yeah.
Believe in what you're saying, because just looking at you and your tone, your voice, the tone of your voice, I would buy from you. I just want to see a stronger Jonathan, a more confident Jonathan. And another thing, one of the most powerful things that I can experience when I'm listening to someone is somebody who inspires me. The work and the words of the speaker moves me. I'm filled with expanded sense of possibility and excitement. I want to hear that. I want to see that. I want to feel that. So good job, though. Excellent. Excellent job, Jonathan. A little more confidence.
Thank you. I understand. Absolutely. It's just a little awkward the first time around, so I want to get better at it.
Yeah. And by the way, Jonathan, we're speaking into everybody. Like, right? That's present for everybody. So you did an awesome job. Thank you for being here. So thank you.
Sure, of course.
Yeah. Hala?
Yes. So we have another good person, heart-centered, Miss Farah Wallapur.
Thanks, Farah.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Nita to play a role of a potential client who's been injured at work, but is hesitant to file a claim because of their undocumented status.
Oh, nice. All right, Farah, take us in.
Right. Hi, Nita. Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm fine. Who are you?
I'm
sorry.
I'm calling because Jonathan had given me your number. Is this an okay time to talk?
Yeah, it's okay. Jonathan, I just want to be sure who I'm talking to. I'm sorry. I'm not always comfortable talking to people.
No, no worries. My name is Farah. I'm an attorney. I'm a partner at a firm. I handle workers' compensation cases.
Are you a government? Are you ICE? Are you the
No,
government attorney?
not at all. No, I'm an attorney. I help people who get hurt on the job. Jonathan gave me your number, and I hope that was okay because he thought that I could help you. Do you have a few minutes and I can explain to you what I do?
Yeah.
I'm in no way here to hurt you. I'm here to see if I can assist you. From what I understand, you got hurt in your job. Is that correct?
Yes.
You sound like you're a little nervous to talk to me. Why is there something?
Well, my boss will fire me. I don't want to do anything.
Why do you think he's going to fire you?
Fired other people.
He's fired other people. Is there a reason or no?
Oh, no, they don't talk, but some people come and some people go, and everyone's afraid, just want to stay and do their work.
And I
Just want
understand.
to clean.
I understand. I've had many clients that have been in your position. Well, let me tell you, he can't fire you for bringing a workers' comp claim. So that right off the bat is illegal. You would have another type of case. You would have a retaliation case. So if he let you go because you're filing a workers' comp claim, that is absolutely illegal. I don't want you to be nervous about that, okay? And I know you asked me if I was ICE. Are you undocumented? Is that why you asked? You can talk to me. This is you and I. This is a confidential conversation. I cannot use anything that you're telling me against you. I want you to be comfortable. I know it can be scary. I wasn't born in this country. I know what it's like. I came here 30 years ago with my parents. You can trust me.
I don't have any papers.
You don't have any papers. That's absolutely fine, Nita. You don't have to have papers to file a workers' comp claim. You have every right, just like anyone else, to bring a claim, okay?
But the government will get all this information.
No, they will not get this information. They're not privy to this information. You have a right to bring a workers' comp claim. Your legal status has no bearing. It will not come up, and it will not be an issue. I will make sure, my job is to protect you, and my job is to make sure that you're compensated for the injury that you sustained at work. And so part of that is it doesn't matter about your legal status. That's irrelevant, okay?
Let me ask you one question, please.
Of course.
Do we have to go to a judge?
In the state of New Jersey,
15
in the
seconds.
state of New Jersey, you do go before a judge for them to approve your case. But again, your legal status will not be brought up. And if for some wild reason it is, I can always object to it. And I would guide you in how to answer. In fact, I would object that you don't answer that question, but I would be right next to you the whole way, the whole process. So I'm your voice. I'm there to protect you. And I will prepare you before we go in front of a judge. So there's nothing for you to worry about.
What about ICE might arrest me when I'm going into the courthouse? They're doing that. We're seeing that on the news.
Yeah. Last 10 seconds.
Well, I know it's scary times. I know that, ICE is popping up places that they shouldn't be. I have not had any situations. I've represented many clients, thousands of clients that have been in your shoes, and we've never had that issue. I can certainly recommend an immigration attorney for you to speak to if you feel a little bit more comfortable with that. But as far as your workers' comp case, I would love to help you, and you have every right to file a claim.
Awesome.
Okay, I want to tell me more about it, and then we'll make the decision.
Sounds good.
All right. Excellent job. So Nita, how'd that connection feel for you?
No, she was reassuring all along. I kept, being scared. I think with every one of my objections, she kept trying to reassure me. It was good.
Yep. Excellent work. Let's drop in with Kathy. What'd you have?
You're on mute.
Kathy, you're muted. Kathy?
Thank you so much. So I was saying, I thought Farah was excellent, and I give her a 10. I thought yeah, she was awesome. I think the goal of a speaker should be to give, not to take away. Put yourself in the listener's shoes and figure out how to help secure their needs. And I think Farah did that. And as a speaker, your goal is not to be Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. Your role is to be yourself, just an ordinary yourself. And Farah did that very nicely. There are a couple of things I would have liked to hear. I mean, Farah said, you sound nervous to talk to me. I wouldn't have said that. I think I would have liked to hear something like, don't be nervous. It's okay. I'm here to help you. Another thing Farah said, are you asked? Are you undocumented? I would have liked to hear instead, whatever your legal status is none of my concern. And it has no bearing on your case. Instead of, are you undocumented? That was an uncomfortable question. I did immigration law for 10 years plus. So I think a lot of people don't like to hear that. But Farah, you were confident, you were passionate, you were sincere, and I love that. I would hire you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, Farah, great job. 10s are super rare in these parts. That is a rock star job.
Thank you.
Donna, what'd you have for Farah?
The first, well done, Farah. And by the way, Nita, you played your part really well.
Yes.
I could just feel the fear in your voice. There's experience there, obviously, right, with that. What I felt from you, Farah, was professional. And I felt that you were very clear and confident in your speaking. And I think you eventually made Nita feel better. I think that you stated your purpose of why you were calling, and you kept at it until you helped her quell her fears a little bit. So you asked some good clarifying questions. It's all about questions. And you stated some very good facts. I had given you a 9. The only thing I didn't love hearing was when I heard you say you have nothing to worry about, because this gal had a lot of fear in her. And when I hear you have nothing to worry about, I don't know that she would have bought into that. So you need someone to buy into, especially in a situation like this. There's a lot of fear there in Nita.
Yeah.
But other than that, well done. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome, Farah. And just like an access point on that real quick would be if somebody is that afraid, it could be an acknowledgement like, listen, Nita, I'm super clear that you're really scared, and anybody in your shoes would be petrified. Like, so you're leaning hard into the reality and saying, and I know you can't trust me yet, but I'm hopeful that we can get to a place where you'll trust me enough to realize soon that this is all going to be okay. So it's just like walking, holding space, acknowledging. But Farah, like, outstanding job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hala.
Yes, hello. I think we are done with our contestants. Nita, do you have anybody?
Yes, Marty, last but not least.
Sorry, Marty. Yes.
All right, Marty, who would you like Hala or Nita to be?
You're muted.
Pardon me. Yeah, Nita, because it's a real situation and be a little easier to relate to. So, hi, Nita. This is Marty Siciliano. I appreciate you contacting me on LinkedIn, as we discussed, and I just wanted to reach out to you and tell you a little bit about what I do. Do you have a minute or two to?
Sure. I have about 2 or 3 minutes. I have another call, but why don't we talk now and we can always talk again?
Great. I appreciate it. As I explained to you, I am a financial planner, and I really have built my business showing small business people how to prepare themselves for retirement. I've been an entrepreneur, if you will. I've only ever worked for anyone for 3 months of my entire life. So I know that we're the only people that are putting away money and taking care of ourselves. There's not a big corporation behind us. There's no pensions. And so what I really do is show people how to tax advantageously put money away, and really emphasize, settling in on their goals and putting money in places where they're comfortable with it. The market's bouncing around and everybody's getting seasick from it. And what I like to do is, put money in places where your anxiety levels aren't that high, but can still grow for you. Let me ask you, do you know very much about investments? Do you participate in anything right now that either IRAs or something through the business?
I know a little bit about investments. I'm not a math person. They don't teach math in law school. But I know a little bit. I've got some money put away, not
Sure.
tremendous.
Sure. Well, what I normally do is just meet with people, give them an idea of the options that they have open to them, give them an education about how money works, because it is something we should have learned in school, but we definitely don't. And I was wondering if you'd be open to taking a few minutes on a web meeting and just having a conversation about the kind of things that that are available to you that you may or may not know about. And I mean, you may be doing everything perfectly. And if nothing else, we could just validate that you're doing the right thing. It's completely complimentary, you know, and, you know, you might be able to give you a couple of ideas, if nothing else. No obligation at all. Would it be possible to get together for maybe 15, 20 minutes sometime?
Yeah, I think so. Let me ask you a question, Marty. I have a lot of people coming to me offering the same kind of thing. Oh, everyone wanting to see my statements or, you know, my portfolio and comment on it. But I'd like to know what you offer to someone who has a debt. Because what investments can you talk about if the person's got debt to pay down? And I'm asking this for a friend of mine because we were talking the other day and she too said the same thing to me. And I was curious, since you know, we're here talking about financial planning.
Last 20 seconds.
Did you say debt?
Debt.
Yeah. Well, we're one of the actually the only company that I know, but very few, that really address debt. And if you've got considerable debt, you're better off paying off that debt, dealing with it in many ways, okay, rather than investing money, because if you're paying 18, 25, 29% interest on debt, you're better off paying it down. But, you know, it has to be a holistic approach. So we meet with people, get some information. I'd love to talk to that person. Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Sure, we'll get together. Thank you. Thank you.
Marty, how'd that feel for you?
Fine.
Yeah, excellent. All right, let's go. Donna, what'd you have for Marty?
All right, did you say Donna?
Yes.
Okay, Marty, I like the way you're very experienced at what you do. That came across loud and clear. I like the way that you built rapport in a very nice, professional, casual way. I like the way you asked questions. I gave you an 8. What I wanted to hear from you is you were asking for business, and I wanted you to make me feel like I need you. Right? I wanted that more confidence from you, like you need me because I can help you with X. That's what I wanted to hear from you. You were really asking for the business as opposed to saying you need me. Other than that, you did great. Very, very experienced.
Excellent. And Kathy, what did you have for Marty?
All right. So I'm going to give Marty a 10, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, I like you, Marty. Second of all, I trust you. And third of all, I need your services. I thought when you said it's completely complimentary, I was thinking to myself, please come meet with me. You know, and then you said, Marty, if nothing else comes out of it, you know, at least you'll get educated about it. I love that. No commitment, no sales pitch. You're very genuine. You're very knowledgeable. And so I give you a 10 for those reasons.
Beautiful. Kathy, great energy. Awesome. Nita, I think we are at the final moments for today. Fantastic job.
Yeah.
And Hala, our amazing judges, Donna and Kathy and Annie, great job, and all these fine participants. And so Nita, any final from you?
I was so pleased with the way it went. I want to thank each of you that took the time and participated. And it was a very a gratifying experience for me to be able to sit here and watch each of you and then role play with you. It was a lot of fun. So thank you.
And Nita, how do people find you, right? And your amazing firm and what you do?
Okay, so the law office of Nita Kundanmal. I'm in Hackensack, New Jersey. I could put my email address in the, but it's easy. I could put it in the chat, but it's nk@nkesq.com.
Yeah, and please feel free to put all your contact info in the chat. Great job, Nita and Hala. Final fun.
Yes, thank you. I want to thank everybody that appeared today: Kathy, Farah, Lance, George, Annie, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for being such good sports. I also, my final, every time I watch or do one of these real Raws, just minor distinctions, and I continue to learn, and it's a benefit to me. Lance, Sorry I gave you such a hard time. I hope that gives you the courage. You deserve a hefty raise. Farry did amazing. George, you did amazing. Everybody did. So thank you again. Kathy, thank you.
Oh,
And
my pleasure.
awesome judges.
Yeah. And final, if this is the end of the journey together, just let's remember this, that influence and what we do with it will unleash the growth of the money, the time, and or the magic we want. It's certainly not all about money. It's certainly not all about time. It's really about the magic. But for some of us who want growth in our business and our money, for some of us who want more time freedom and scaling, right? And for some of us who want more magic, influence unlock, because most people will never cross over and become somebody that develops business relationships. And the freedom with your time and scaling sits in the space of crossing that bridge and growing it. And so does our impact and our magic and getting books published and speaking, raising money for charities, contributing, right? Impacting sits on the other side of that space. So if it's the end, thank you. But hopefully it's just the beginning. Every day we do the huddle at Unblinded at 8:30 a.m. and look forward to talking to you. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thanks,
everybody.
Hala. Great job.
Bye,
Take
everybody.
care.